Hey y'all, Hurdle here, and today we're going to be talking about the newest hero in Heroes of the Storm, Mal'Ganis, the Nathrezim Dreadlord from Warcraft lore. They just released him last Tuesday, and already I really enjoy this hero. He's a super beefy boy with like a really fun and interesting toolkit, and a pretty novel way of actually tanking for Heroes of the Storm at least. I actually really love this guy, and I want to share that love with you. I was really excited when they announced Mal'Ganis initially because the Dreadlords have such cool lore behind them in the Warcraft universe, from playing as one in Warcraft 3 to fighting all kinds of Dreadlords throughout World of Warcraft. It was really cool to see them finally bring that whole character type into Heroes of the Storm, and I think it's long overdue. My goal with this video here is to teach you a little bit about how to play Mal'Ganis, his basic ins and outs, and what's different about him as opposed to other tanks, and what makes him special, unique, and the amazing little sunflower that he is. Or, I don't know, nightshade flower? Not really sure. Either way, I love him. I think you're going to love him too. So without any further ado, let's jump into why and how to play Mal'Ganis in Heroes of the Storm. Alright folks, so playing Malgi, or Malgi as I shall now call him, takes a little bit of a shift in thinking, at least for me it did. He's a strong frontline tank that can do okay damage, but really specializes in CCs and self-sustain. Seriously, one of the most common awards you're going to get with him is the Stunner one, and it runs into like the dozens of seconds, which is insane. Consider that his primary attack is a CC spell, it's on a short cooldown, it pops people up, it's really excellent utility. What is that spell, you may be asking? Well, I'm glad you asked that, if you did, because that very neatly leads me into discussing his toolkit. Malgi's Feldclaw spell activates on Q press and slashes in the direction you specify, moving you through enemies and heroes alike. You can mash it 2 more times for additional attacks, with the third press popping everything you hit up into the air like a toaster strudel. And just like that delicious toaster strudel, it sets them up to get completely creamed all over. Well, I mean creamed on. I mean, no, wait, bad phrasing. Your Q pops up enemies on the third strike, while also dashing forward with each press. This means you can use it to initiate, chase, or even escape if things are going south faster than your least favorite cousin's birthday party that you didn't really even want to go to, but your mom kind of forced you to. Then she forced you to buy on Black Ops 4 even though she wouldn't buy it for you, and you just hate everything, and it's just miserable. And... Sorry, I got lost there for a second. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, Feldclaws. This is your stunning bread and butter. Be talented to heal more, do more damage, or even in one fun little trait, you lose all vision, but you can use it for an unlimited amount of times with no cooldown. Very fun when tower diving, or just going ape on the enemy's core, or just their team in general. However, once you dove in, or dived in, or dove in, I don't know, you will follow up, most often with your W, which is NECROTIC Embrace. No, it doesn't mean you're some kind of necrophile. I mean, you can still be that. There's no judgments here. It's just a small AoE that damages everything around you for a little bit of health, and most importantly, buffs you with plus 25 armor. It can be talented to increase your armor, or healing from damage, or even shoot bats out of your face. It's awesome. This is a big part of his combo toolkit, as it allows you to dive in, target a high priority enemy, and CC them with Feldclaws. And then it gives you the sustain to avoid getting spit roasted by the enemy team. It does have a limited range and it doesn't hit very hard, but the armor is gained upon activation regardless of hitting a hero. While some later talents require hero damage, its baseline is just bonus armor. It's good to use for survivability when Feldclaw skating away from the enemy team too. It's got a pretty short cooldown, it has decent wave player ability in conjunction with Feldclaws, so overall it's a very nice talent. I give it a 9 out of 10. Minus 1 point for the whole necrophilia thing though. For E is Night Rush. No, it's not some 80s hair metal band. It's a 1-second cast, moving sleep, that affects every hero you touch once per cast. It transforms you into some kind of horrifying Sandman. Actually, scratch that though. The concept of the Sandman is already horrifying, even before Metallica started talking about it. Anyways, you cast for 1 second, spread your hands apart like one of the storms in Big Trouble in Little China, and float around the battlefield, putting people to sleep. It's awesome. This can be devastating in a big team fight and very effective at neutralizing key enemy heroes or focus fire, or to interrupt powerful spells. It's a great talent, and its increased move speed is also useful as a, you guessed it, escape tool. Yes, Mal'Ganis, true to Dreadlord form, is very good at running away, very effective. His first R is Carrion's form, very reminiscent of Vladimir's Blood Pool in League. This ability takes 1 second to cast, after which you turn into a big circle of swarming bats, making him undamageable, unstoppable, untargetable, and it drains life at 100% of damage dealt for all the enemies in his circle of bats. It's a very powerful tool to mop up team fights. You can force repositioning of a packed enemy group, or is just an escape/sustain tool if you're in a bad spot. He also has a second R, Dark Conversion. It's a short cast spell that swaps your percentage of life with the targets. This comes in handy during hard team fights or gank attempts. You can drain any opponent near you who's full health and heal yourself over a short period of time to their percent health, while they swap down to your percent of health. It's a nifty little mechanic and very effective as long as you don't get focused down during a cast or interrupted, which can totally happen. Finally, let's talk about his passive, or his D skill. Vampiric Touch. Mal'Ganis heals for 45% of the damage he deals to heroes and 15% of damage dealt to everything else. This is a huge part of the sustain toolkit and how he tanks, and it can be buffed through several talents to become even more powerful and effective. While Mal'Ganis doesn't hit super hard, he does hit hard enough to make this considerable. Combined with his Q and W combo, you can armor up, leave the enemy stunned, and regenerate enough life for you to live through counterattacks, especially if you're hitting like 2 or 3 heroes at once with your abilities. In fact, this is a core aspect of his playstyle. So let's talk about how he's played. This is pretty straightforward with him, actually. You slash into the enemy, CC him with some pop-up goodness, remember those toasty strudels, or hit them with the sleeper hold. Get it? Because go to sleep. Okay, whatever. And then bust out your W to sustain yourself against the focus you're bound to get. Your ults are both fantastic and have a strong part to play, so they're both really viable. If your enemy groups up a lot or has a lot of close range support in melee, Carrion Swarm is an excellent choice. If they like to gank or their tank is almost invincible, fuck you, Variant Stitches and Joanna. You can trade health for an easy kill, opening up their backline like a delicious orange. Blood orange. Ew. Mal'Ganis isn't all monochrome rainbows and squeaking bats though. His biggest weaknesses are interrupts and mana issues. Firstly, almost all of his abilities have a cast time. Even Fell Claws has a short timer in which to use all 3 attacks before it resets. Both his ults have cast times, his sleep has a cast timer, all of it. The only thing that doesn't is his W, but it doesn't really do that much damage, so it's mostly just good for the armor boost. If you get someone who can push him, silence him, or otherwise disrupts his casts, then he's going to be in a very rough fight. His other biggest weakness is his mana. That's right, your sustain from Vampiric Touch is amazing, letting you just go hog wild on the enemy team, their minions, mercs, a double pepperoni and pineapple pizza, whatever. When the mana runs out, so does the fun. Mana pool isn't bottomless, and without orbs or fountain drinks, he's just going to be scraping bottom a lot, which means no fun abilities, no CC, just boring auto attack and probably death. Keep an eye on your mana, anticipate your team fights, and make sure you're rocking a half or more of a blue bar. Nobody wants to be the guy showing up to the party without beer, right? You need to BYOB, blue your own bar. Okay, that doesn't really work, but you know what I mean. Manage your mana, time your abilities to avoid enemy interrupts, and above all else, don't be afraid to dive in. Your sustain plus armor boost can pull you out of some truly gnarly encounters, and pulling a 2 or even a 3v1 isn't really impossible. All in all, I love where Mal'Ganis is at right now. I think he's a super fun hero. He is a unique and interesting addition, and his playstyle is definitely a step in the right direction for Heroes of the Storm in general. If you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button to help support me in doing this. And don't forget to tune in every week for more Heroes videos and guides. And let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Mal'Ganis. Is he good? Is he OP? Or does he just suck? As always, thank you so much for being with me here on YouTube. You could be literally anywhere else, like watching Markiplier play through some terrifying game, but you're here with me. That means everything to me. Thank you again, and until next time, I will see you in the Nexus.